All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Woman Empowered Wednesdays. And y'all know I'm so excited because when I get on Woman Empowered Wednesdays, I'm usually on here with some phenomenal ladies that I love. And this one right here, baby, takes the whole cake. I'm telling you, she is just such an amazingly beautiful person. And so, Miss Tammy Hill Thomas, how are you today?
I am great. So honored to be with you, hon. How are you?
I am amazing. I am right here trying to send this broadcast out so that
Okay.
people can join us and hopefully give some questions if they need to. So whoever's tuning in, make sure you share the broadcast out. We are live on the I Am a Woman Empowered page, but I've just shared it to my page. So if you follow Angela Lewis, you can get the link from there and share it out. Go to Tammy's page. You should see a tag there. So I'm just super excited. And I want to first and foremost just say that it's Wednesday. And y'all know say it's hump day. But guess what? We're going to say that it's winning Wednesday. And everything we do is all about positioning ourselves to be empowered and set up for the win, right? Yes, yes. So, Tammy, before I let you come on, I'm gonna give them just a little brief something, and then I'm gonna let you come on in. All right. So, listen. Not only is this lady the CEO of Global Leadership Coach and Wellness Empowerment, but she is a trainer and a facilitator at coaching.com. She's a law enforcement chaplain. Her whole thing is about equipping, educating, empowering, and elevating you as a world motivator. So that's her hashtag. When she goes in, if you follow her on social media, go to at World Motivator. But that says a lot about who she is because she's not just motivating her household, she's motivating everybody. She wants to see us all win, which is extremely important and why I have her here on Woman Empowered Wednesday. Tammy, can you share a little bit more about who you are, ma'am?
Well, I'd rather first say thank you for the opportunity to hang with the phenomenal Madam CEO herself, editor in chief of I Shine magazine, y'all. The amazing, listen, global inspirer. A Lewis, A Love. We listen, one of the things that I appreciate are women who uplift women. We do too much promoting tearing each other down.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's our job to be able to balance and even cause a shift in how we can help not just those holding each other up now. You know, I'm in my 50s. We got to get this thing together here. I'm going through some things now in my body that I had no idea in my 20s I was ever going to face.
Right.
so, so I have an obligation to hold up my mom and the grandparents and those above us whose shoulders I stand on, as well as being that example for the young ladies coming in that's going to change the world. So I'm certainly honored to be with you today, but I'm just Tammy. No introduction necessary. I just enjoy the ride of life and celebrating others.
You know, I just love how humble she is. Because listen, what I have learned about Tammy over the years that we have been connected is that her heart is so strong and pure and full of love for her sisters, and when we talk about, whenever we get together, it's always such a good time, with the couple of groups that we're in. But whenever I call on her, she's available. And that says a lot about somebody's character. And when she said just a moment ago about when we get to a certain age, things start changing, girl. The things that you were doing in your 20s, baby, your body be looking at you like, oh, stop that. Don't do that again. We'll start having that. So for the people who are tuned in, hello. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Of course, it says Facebook users, but we so appreciate you being on today. And Tammy, let's go back to that because the physical challenges for women show up in a way that a lot of times it could be mentally challenging for us. When you are used to, as a woman, wearing so many hats and going through life just being superwoman, we just get it done. We don't think twice about it. Hey, Marisa, thank you so much for joining us. We don't think twice about it, but at the end of the day, it's very difficult because our bodies don't want to do what we want it to do. What are you saying? What can we say to people to help them be empowered during these challenging times when you are facing health issues, when you kind of, aren't in the position of being able to overcome and bounce back like you used to?
Yeah, right. First, you got to accept that. The hardest thing is not often the reality, it's how we accept the reality, how we respond to it. I was
Mm,
telling a group of young folks the other day, you have a choice in life. You can either respond or react. Responding gives you a moment to pause and assess, figure out what's next. Reacting tends to take some bail money or an apology. You
right.
popped off and now you got to fix it. But if we take that opportunity to say, you know what, there's a storm coming. There's nothing I can do about the storm. It's going to come. What I can do is prepare, I can plan, and I can move forward in purpose. That
Mm,
tends to make the difference. And not getting too deep here, I'm just saying if we get to the place of preservation and persistence and perseverance, if we stay future focused on being happy and healthy, it changes the channel from how we might see the stuff. I'll give you one example, A Love. We can't control death. It's
right.
a hard thing to deal with.
Mhm.
My prayers and hugs to you and your family, as I'm aware that you recently experienced that. But we all have. And if we haven't during this pandemic that wiped out a million folks that weren't prepared, if you haven't, hold on. It's
Mm.
on the way. The difference, though, is I can plan and enjoy this moment and love who I'm with
Ooh,
and know that right now is where my efforts should go. Right now is what we can maximize. So, for folks who deal with health challenges, my story is not undercover. A Love knows I just recently went through 6 months with no voice, none. My crazy, wonderful, fabulous, sexy husband was my interpreter. Y'all, prayer brought me through that with him, okay? But even with all that he is amazing with, he's not going to talk and express like Tami.
mhm.
What God showed me in that time was number one, how to appreciate peace and quiet, which I never had before. Hey,
Mm,
I was the living superwoman. Listen, I'm sorry, hey, love, I had so much going on. Hun,
mhm,
you know what it's like. You got a magazine you're producing, you're
mhm,
doing TV shows, you're
mhm.
mentoring, you're speaking. You got so much going on. And then, hey, you're a beautiful wife to Mr. Lewis and a dynamic mom to those two girls that are business owners. And so you've got so much in life that you're dealing with, a love, that we often neglect us because we got to do it for everybody. Can I
Yes.
tell you though, your body will catch up with you at some point.
Mhm.
And so, what we have to do then is learn how to maximize every single moment so that we're building a stronger body as we deal with gravity and age, right? Like,
Right.
if folks want to live forever, I'd be having a Harriet Tubman conversation right now. I just want to ask that sister for real. You made it to freedom. You walk now. You didn't get in a car and drive. You
Mhm.
went from southern states through the woods, through lakes, being chased, being shot at with fear, and you made it. But sis, then you went all the way back a few times to help somebody else make it. I want to have that conversation if folks live forever. What we have the ability to do is make right now count. Hey,
Ooh,
love, one of the powerful things about you that I absolutely adore is how you can captivate a room, sister. You have presence. that others just don't know until they're in your atmosphere. And it's because of the integrity and zeal that just overflows. It's not arrogance, let me clarify. It's not that she walks in the room and she acts like she's the stuff. Oh, but when you see her, let me tell you, I know it because of what I feel and how I left my encounter with her. She's always going to say something and drop wisdom, always going to show that empathy, always going to let you know the space matters, that this encounter, if I never see you again, and if all we do is get a chance to say a few words, you meant something in that time, right?
Mm.
And so that's how we stay healthy.
Yeah.
We prioritize it, and then we maximize the moment.
You better come on and lay out a whole word. I'm gonna end the broadcast now because y'all done got what you needed because she just did all of that, right? That was so good. And what I love that you said was about being future forward. And I don't think a lot of times we stay in the past regretting, you know, what we choices we made, things we've done. Um,
Mm.
Very rarely will we stay in the present, because we're so busy, doing so much. And that's not to say, because you did say, embrace the right now, but also be in preparation. Also, get yourself together to understand that you want to be in a forward movement, because anything less than that is being stagnant. Anything less than that is keeping you from growing. And I see David's got some good comments. He says, women wear many hats and it's unnecessary and impossible at once. And I'm happy that's working for y'all to keep the body and the brain moving. Love it. And my mom was the same way. And he said, I love learning something new from women. Somebody said this conversation is fire. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. I'm telling you, one thing I love about Tami is just the genuineness, but what she does is really take the time to understand. So when you're having a conversation with her, she's really, how sometimes you can meet people and they're on the go and they're moving, they just don't really have time. That's not who Tami is. She wants to stop and see how can she help, how can she serve. And that's big for sisterhood, because I know that when we talk about women being empowered, I want you to speak a little bit about that, because I think that's where so many women have issues with other women, because they don't feel like they're being heard or that they're going to actually be there. Can you share something about that?
Yeah, I mean, but first I want to say shout out to the brothers hanging on. And
Right.
thank you for acknowledging that your mom wore many hats. She had many things she was doing. And let me just say this. I think the power we have as women, just for 1 second, and then I'll get to your question, in uplifting a brother and changing the atmosphere in our homes is a gift to men.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift to men that we become their safety,
Yeah.
that we become the space of brother. He might have to go out there and compete and fight the lions, and he's got to go out and provide, and he's got to find a way, because he's going to feel that. Even if you say, babe, I got you, he's still going to feel like, while she has my back, I got to make this happen. Right. So shout out to a brother that can see that sisters are for real trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say this. A lot of men don't understand. We don't have a choice not to wear many hats.
Right.
It's not an option. See, I come in from work and I've got the babies sitting them down at the table doing homework, making a snack while I'm on the phone with my boss, while I have dinner going, maybe even a bathtub going. Okay, I got to do hair tonight. This is the night where I have to make sure they're good. Let me throw the clothes in the washing machine while the food is on. Okay, babe, let me answer that question for you. And then you're bouncing between 2 or 3 kids. See, we don't have the option because we're the nurturers in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we accept that responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
However, to your other question, responsibility for sisters are women, right? Like, I can share with my husband what I'm feeling, but a woman will probably understand,
Mm-hmm.
might be a difference. I can tell my husband about parts and issues and struggles with cancer, with breast cancer, struggles with ovarian cancer, having the struggles with different things we deal with in our anatomy, or even emotional stress I might be feeling with. Because sometimes the difference between men and women is real simple. Sometimes. See, the women, we have the emotion while the man has the ego. So let me tell you, A Love, I call Big Daddy all the time.
Right.
Because when I stroke his ego, flowers come in my house without me having to ask. He's always finding ways to make me feel, come on, I'm emotional,
Mm-hmm.
to make me feel like he's paying attention to me, even while he's out here doing his fighting, even
Mm-hmm.
while he's out here providing. And if somebody shows up the door knocking hard, he's the first one there, the protector.
Mm-hmm.
And even my single sisters out there, if you got brothers and they messing with every guy that talks to you, or they pushing them in the corner, or they asking them 10 trillion questions, they're automatically hardwired to protect.
Mm-hmm.
And even sisters, if you have brothers or men, if you have that sister that's always asking you, or they're saying, man, why is she talking to you like that? Or they're asking you about that boo that you dating now. Or they want to know about what's going on with you. It's because we're the nurturers in the earth. Our gift, the ones that birth, we're the reason the planet exists. We reproduce and make the. Come on, y'all. I'm not getting deep. I'm just trying to show how we do this together. But
Mm-hmm.
women, A Love, women are so important to other women. The answer to why we feel competitive against each other is personal. It's not a thing of why we can't support each other.
Mm-hmm.
That typically comes from a woman who's been violated by a woman, or
Mm-hmm.
someone who's in a hurtful place, because hurt people. So it usually tends to come from that space. Because
Mm-hmm.
let me tell you, I'm happy in life. I'm positive in life. I keep things around me to empower me, to keep my mind right. I keep strong, powerful sisters. Listen, years ago, I heard a millionaire in a conversation tell me something that changed my trajectory, A Love. He said, you need to upgrade your friends. He said, why are you the smartest one in your group? You don't have an attorney in your group. You don't have someone who is a tax preparer. You don't know people who are doing Wall Street. You don't have business owners. He said, you right there, and birds of a feather gonna stay right there if your chicken's pecking at the ground. But if you're trying to be an eagle, a love, I can't do it with the chickens. I got to get up there and surround myself with the folks that's airborne, the folks who have their vision up, the folks who are so above the small stuff. They're so focused on seeing a global of, come on, man, come on. If we ever get to that point in self empowerment, in self love, here you go, A Love, in self care,
Yes.
then you want to see folks around you excellent, because excellence is my brand.
I just want to throw them. I just want to throw something at the computer screen, but it'll break and then they won't hear the rest of it. Y'all
Don't
better come on and see why I have the world motivator on here with me today. I'm telling you, it's so much going on up in the chat, baby. They is just like, wow, thank you, Lord, for all the eagles you placed in my life. Yes. And let me go on back to David because I love when he comments. He says, to be honest, I'm sometimes afraid talking to my wife because of what I talk about. She gets sometimes irritated too easy, but she be wondering what's going on with me and life. So, question, ladies, do you think that I picked the wrong time to talk to her, or should I keep it to a minimum when I talk to her? All right, Tammy, what you got to say about that?
I was going to let you go first, but since you followed it over here, first I'm going to say, bruh, thank you for acknowledging that you want to go to her
Mm-hmm.
Too often we take our baggage to everybody but the one who needs to know we hurting. Too
That's
often
good.
we at the bar with our brothers with a beer, or we sitting here bad mouthing our man with the girls.
Mm.
Thank you for acknowledging that for real, and better or worse, the two of us got to figure this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will do is share this. I teach communication classes and I do couples counseling. And there's something very interesting in a practice, the feedback I've received from others that I've used this practice. Um, Bruh, first I want to tell you, it's not that she doesn't want to hear you. Yes, it might be the timing. Certainly. Think about it. If you running, especially men, you guys are very single focused. It's single track. Talking to you while the football game is going is not the time to try to talk about the bills. Come on, let's be real with it. Okay. Now, the bills is a priority. That might be something she's got to talk about. There might be something else going on. It might be important to her in that moment. It might not be important to you. Doesn't make it less important. So I would challenge you or have offer this for you to consider. If timing is the thing, make time. So can I help you with a backdoor approach, bruh? I learned this from a dude one time who was in a similar situation. He said he didn't know how to talk to his woman about something that was going on. And he said, I just need to how? How do I do it? How? So I said, what does she like to do? Oh man, she loves to eat. We go to restaurants all the time. Well, there's your answer, isn't it? Is that an option? Make a date, babe, while we're here and she's sitting back and she's relaxing, that you remember we're emotional. So start with the, ooh, sister, I'm so glad we're taking this time. You know how much I love you. Give her all the stuff she needs to hear so she still feels validated. So she feels like your partner. So she feels like she's the other side of you. Tell her where you are. You are the one that I want to talk about my space with. And there's some stuff on my heart I want to talk about. Can I just lay it out there for you? You are my friend. You are my confidant. I don't want to go to anybody else with these things. I want to talk to you, my sweetie, or the one that's my best friend. We just need to feel that there's a reason that we're here. The
Mm-hmm.
same way you want to feel that there's a reason she's got your back. A husband once told me one of the best things about his wife, he said they don't communicate a lot. Her actions are crazy because she's a CEO, so she's all over the place. But he said, I know when I jump in the hole, she's back to back with me swinging. He said at the same time, when we have a gala, she's going to be right. She's so versatile and she knows my movement that we do stuff together. Doesn't mean that there won't be speed bumps in the road. But you don't park your car when you come to a speed bump now, do you? You just assess, you adjust, and then you keep right on with the mission. So both of your options might be what you have to think about, bruh. Do you do timing? Do I write it in a letter? Do I say, babe, I need this. This is an emergency. Do I just got to show you my heart? It depends on where you guys are in your space. But I so applaud the fact that you're prioritizing it and want to do it with her.
Yeah. Kudos to you, David Burns. Thank you. And Tammy, excellent, excellent answer. And I'm telling you, honey, I want to really like scream when you said, when you come to a speed bump, you don't stop. You keep going. You ease over that thing so you don't tear up anything in the car. You don't go flying over a speed bump. You take your time. Yes, adjust your speed and keep going. Yes, I love that. So hopefully, David, that is, and that's what Pangela came back. Yeah, adjust your speed and keep going, but we don't stop. Listen to that. Absolutely. I want to go back to what you said about because somebody also came on and said we're flying above the small stuff. One thing I know when we are talking about women, a lot of times we have, like you said, hurt, and it can be from childhood. It could have been somebody that told us to get somewhere and sit down because they don't want to hear what we got to say. And we internalize that, like, okay, so they don't want to hear what I have to say. And you project it on other people who never even heard you talk. They may want to hear you say something, but because you harbored that, because y'all know as women, we can hold on to things for a long time. We can get into an argument today and bring up what we consider to be valid points from 1992, 1995, 2016. We can, because we don't let that go. It still stays within us. But because it stays within us, sometimes we don't discern or decipher who needs to get it. The person that we really want to talk to, we may not share with them because we're so hurt and emotional and in our feelings. But like you said, when it comes to where you are now, when it comes to your circle and trying to elevate, when it comes to empowerment, you have got to position yourself with people who are doing things at a level that you're trying to go to, because bottom line, it's levels to this thing. Wherever you are today, it's not where you should be at next year. It's not where you should be at in 5 years. That's why they ask for what's your 3 to 5 year plan or your 10-year plan, because the expectation is you are going to continuously evolve and grow and elevate and operate at a level of excellence, which requires you to evolve. And so because of that, you don't have time to be worried about who said what. And I don't have time to be worried about, well, you didn't speak to me when I came to the last event, or, normally you would call me first. And so I'm waiting on you. We don't have time for that. What happens is, like your analogy with the gentleman, when he said, at the end of the day, when I go down in the hole, I know she's coming out swinging with me because she knows my movements. That's powerful, because no matter what goes on, as women, you know your child. So when somebody says, oh, this, and this, you know how they are. If they come in the house and they don't really say anything, then you already know. My oldest daughter is very she's a person who would withdraw to herself. I already know that if she comes in quiet, then I need to give her a little time before I go and really talk to her about something, because I'm going to get irritated because she's not going to respond to me the way that I want her to. So I give her that space because I know her mannerisms. Now, if she come in like, what's up, mama? How you doing? How's your day? Then I'm like, girl, baby, today was day, and we can have a whole conversation. But you got to know who you're dealing with so that you can know how to act accordingly. So I love that. And David, let me see, David came back with, but I catch myself being overjoyed and to hear her output on issues. And I listen, but I throw some laughter in it to get her laughing, but she looks at me like a deer in the headlight. David, this is good. I'm telling you. Tammy, I put it on here so you can see the whole thing. He said, I would feel like the movie March of the Penguins when the Penguins left me.
I love it, David. You guys sound like you have an amazing relationship. There's no perfect relationship. It's just the two of you doing life together, whatever life is going to give you. I will say, love, I remember years ago when I was really going through trauma, and I've been through a lot in my life, a lot. You're looking at, when I say survivor, warrior, I don't want to talk about me right now. I just want to let you guys know that I've been through it. Okay. And so when I coach or mentor or counsel now, it's in a space of understanding. Mm-hmm. With that said, you're the one that has the opportunity to rock your life. Mm-hmm. You're the one that has the opportunity, man, to forget what's behind you and make what's in front of you, man, out of the box, mind blowing crazy. Yes. And we get to a point where one of the things you mentioned with letting go causes anxiety, pause, and might even stop folks in their track. And this is something, another practice. I love to talk to folks and give you tangible things you can try. Interesting that let it go and someone telling you to do it is not as easy as processing it. It's not as easy as releasing it. Different World years ago, I'm aging and dating myself, had a particular a place in the show where the therapist said, relax, relate, and release. That's wonderful, but you got to do something. It's a verb. I would share this with folks who are in a struggle. For someone who is so inconsequence, move forward, because Tammy, you don't know what I did. For real, you telling me to let go of something? You don't have a clue how bad it was. Do you know how bad I messed up, man? I violated, I did this. I can't even go back and look at the stuff I did. Thinking about me brings a whole new condemnation on it. And I see those people that remind me of what I did. Come on, Tammy, let's be real. I want to share something with you. And if I have videos, a YouTube channel, all that wonderful stuff. So if you know me and follow me, then you're here, you've heard this before. There's a reason your rear view mirror is so much smaller than your windshield. There's a reason for that. And it's because you're only meant to reference the past for caution and awareness. You want to know if somebody's speeding around you. And if you're going in reverse, unless you're driving in reverse the whole way, you just need to reference that you're not going to hit the trash can or run over anything in the driveway. It's meant to help you reference. Oh, but they love your windshield now. The windshield displays to you your future. It displays to you all the options in front of you. Do I want to go straight? Do I want to get off and take this turn and see where I'm about to go? I see a mountain in front of me and look at me, look at my gas. Am I good? Am I ready to go experience these new heights? It's giving you everything in front of you so that you can make a choice. Do I pull over and park? Am I going to take on this mountain? Did I decide I'm not going to do this today? I'm going to go home. It gives you everything you need for you to decide your next steps. Here's a practical tool for folks who feel bound by the past. I want you to do this for me. I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper and write down everything you did wrong. Only you and that paper and your God, if you believe, going to see what you're writing down. I did this. I bounced that check back then. I lied on my mama back in this date, man. I'm in the hole $3,000 because I didn't pay this. I've got this. Man, I told this about this girlfriend. I know I need to fix it, but she'll never talk to me again. Let me write it down. I even did this that might be criminal. Whatever you did that's got so much guilt and weight on you, write it down. Pen to paper. Write it down. After you have written down those things and you look at it and go, ooh, I'm jacked up from the flow up. I want you to fold that piece of paper. Fold it up. Because we don't want anybody else to see it, right? We're not throwing you under the bus. You're not getting out there telling the world your issues. You just wrote down everything. Since I was little, everything I can remember. This is the stuff I've done. It's so sad. I can't believe I did that. Write it down. Once you finish, fold up that piece of paper. And then go outside with a bowl. Put the piece of paper in the bowl. And set that piece of paper on fire. And I want you to watch it burn and watch it go up in the smoke. When you finish and all you see is ashes, if they're there, because sometimes, just like your past, it will disappear like smoke. Anything you see is so illegible, so unuseful, that practice can help you release. Because here's the thing, freedom is at hand. Freedom is available to anyone. But that practice allows you a release mechanism. Just like the smoke. I can let it go. Now, I might cry when it comes back. It still might not feel good when that thing comes around, when those people come around. But I've released it, y'all. I literally released it. I burned that paper. I'm not holding on to it. I can't. It's not going to do anything for me now. I burned it. It's over. And replace that memory, that moment with something brand new. See, because when you live in happiness, you learn how to be joyful. You learn how to find ways that even when you're crying, you're going, but man, I'm not where I used to be. Come on, man. I just want to listen. I'm going to stop and turn my problems into my blessings. So instead of me counting that I got all these bills and I don't have money and my change is strange and my money's funny, instead of me saying they're talking about me and I can't take it anymore because I want their attention, instead of me saying, man, I don't have all these things like other people have these things, I get to change my perspective because it's not about that. The same way it's not about them and the distractions. It's that I'm going here. I'm going to be a brand new me. I'm going to be a brand new, motivated, happy person. person. I'm going to learn how to live healthy. I'm going to make a gym membership or get out and walk. And I'm going to connect with some groups with folks that have positive energy so that I'm going from this place that I'm in to a brand new me. And I tell you why, love, why not? Why not be the best me that I can be? Why not live in health and happiness? Why not start stacking my change so I have money in a savings account? Why not take that trip? Here's that. How about take 4 of them? Why not? Because I can. I just have to accept that I'm allowed to be happy just like everybody else.
Boom, honey, that right. Listen, the place is on fire. Pamela said, honey, why not? Her spirit is on fire, my God. And somebody else put up here, shame shackles, I think Lisa did, shame shackles us to the worst part of our past. And the key thing about that is what Tammy just said. When you are shackled, then you don't feel like you deserve to be happy. You know how many people walk around and do not feel like they deserve to be rich, to be in a fulfilling relationship, to be loved, to be appreciated. We don't feel like we deserve it. And because we are operating in that a mindset, it prohibits us from going out to enjoy life to the fullest. And then when you think about it, it keeps you from operating in excellence. It keeps you from taking advantage of opportunities. It keeps you from getting out of that circle of people who are not wanting to do the things that you think are great because they don't see themselves that way either. So if your chickens looking down and you're just kind of pecking at what's right there, you're never going to be able to get outside of that until you recognize that you deserve it. Why not? Why not you? If not now, when? You got to make a decision. One thing I shared with you, my brother was talking about, he works for Verizon. And so, he's talking about just people being in different positions, in corporations. And when you look at your current situations, if you're just looking at the room that you're in, I can tell you what's in the room that I'm in. But that's about all that I can do because I'm only looking at what's around me. If I go up a little bit and I look down, I can tell you what's around me, but I also tell you what's below me. But if I elevate with the eagles, baby, I got a bird's eye view of everything. And because I can do that, now I can see how this neighborhood connects to that neighborhood, how this city connects to that city, how this whole state connects to every other state, that connects to the world, that connects to everything. You've got to be able to continue to elevate yourself so that you can get a bigger picture. And as you do so, now you will start getting the exposure you need to understand that I deserve to have a life that is magnificent and that is overflowing and in abundance. And when I come from an eagle's point of view, now I stop worrying about the whether or not she's doing what I'm doing, because I see that the world is so big, baby. We can both be doing the same thing and both rock it and knocking out the box. We can collaborate. I can turn some people on, my people on to you, because I know they're in good hands and vice versa. So now I don't have a problem saying, listen, my girl Tami is the bomb, baby. I need you to get with her so she can coach you. It doesn't matter that I coach too, but if I know that my girl is good, then I'm gonna send you over there, because it doesn't diminish me in any shape, form, or fashion to send you to her or to bring her on a platform for everybody to get blessed by what she has to say. It's too many times that we continue to be worried about what somebody else is getting instead of understanding that why can't I just bring somebody along with me, because together we can do so much more.
That's right. That's right. Think about that, right? Teams win championships. And even the amazing Serena Williams had a team. She had coaches, medical professionals, every good athlete, the amazing Kobe Bryant, right? Anybody you can picture in your mind that you would identify with the word exceptional. Or you might have said, I want to be like them. Picture that person for a minute. Picture the person that you just think is, walking this earth, the Pope, Gandhi, President Obama, pick your mama, pick whoever you think is that amazing, flawless, or a phenomenal person. Write down 10 character traits that they have.
Are they on time? They're always positive. They don't seem to quit. I've seen her fight cancer 2 times and she's still back up. Like, picture that person. And then tell me what the difference is between that person and you. Except that your journeys are different. But you have the ability to have the same traits and characteristics they have. I tell you the issue, A-Love, and you know better than me with all of the celebrities and folks that you work with, that our eyes get fixed on the wrong things. See, everybody was playing that Mega Million because they wanted that money.
Right.
But to let your bills go off to pay the Mega Million is kind of not that's not going to help you in your future. And millionaires will tell you the interesting thing is that when they became millionaires, many of them still drive the same old hoopty. They still have their old rundown penny loafers because mentally, wealth is different than being rich.
Yes.
Come on, y'all. Read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Come on. Y'all read all of the different motivational books that's out here. Read A-Love's book. And let's prioritize us winning. When you see the fact that winning includes having an all-star team around you, when you see that winning, look at winners. Winners, I don't care how wonderful you are. You doing it by yourself is limited because you only have but so much information. Come on, somebody. I told you the other day. She said, Tami, I'm tired of being broke. I said, sister, yeah, that's a good place to be. She said, what do you mean? I said, because you're finally tired. Now a change is going to occur. What are you going to do now that's going to be different? Because you've been broke for a minute. But today there's a shift. And we sat down and really she came out with a list of 5 things that she was going to put to task to do. And number 1 was so easy and didn't cost her anything but time. She said, I'm going to go to a local bank and sit with a financial advisor. And I'm going to listen to what they have to say. I'm going to be honest with where I am because I want to not be here next year. But we get so caught up, honestly, A-Love, in the quick, gotta have it now, microwave approach. And we forget that if you want it to really last, an oak tree has deep roots. That's why they last hundreds of years, A-Love. If you want something to really last and produce longevity and help bless your kids and your come on, y'all, come on. You first got to get to that point where you make a decision. Because guess what? After this broadcast and all this talking, it's still you dealing with you. So you have to get to a point where you say, there's something I can do different. There's something I will do different. You know what? On this day, it's going to be different. When your mind shifts and you start being a person of action, you reap what you sow. Yes. But you got to put something in the ground.
It is so first.
Come on now, for it to produce. You know your magazine didn't start overnight. You know that there were times when people told you no. Are you kidding? You know how many magazines are out there? You know there were times when you tried to get interviews with celebrities that said yes, locked you in, and then were a no-show. Come on now. We all deal with the stuff of life. I just want to encourage somebody to know this is not the end. It's not over right now. In fact, you have the power to make a brand new beginning, make a brand new you, and why not?
Why not? That's the power phrase of today. Why not? I'm telling you, every time you feel some type of way about anything, you need to tell yourself, why not? I see so many in the comments are saying, I needed this today. I needed this today. And let me tell you, Tammy, what I love. I posted earlier, I saw a quote from Jeff Olson. It says, that's what successful people do. Simple things that are easy to do. Here's the problem. Every action that is easy to do is also easy not to do. And that's the separator. When people want to know, well, why is it good for them, or why do they do this, or how do they get ahead? Because certain people make a decision to go out and do. Other people make a decision and then will still sit there and not do it. It has to be action. You can't reap if you don't sow first. It's not going to happen.
I think the difference, though, love, well said, by the way, it starts with your action, right? You did say it starts with a decision, and then it starts with an action. You're
Yes.
absolutely right. The good thing about it all is it's never too late. We get to a place where we get stuck in a rut, love. Listen, I just read the other day that a 90-year-old lady graduated from college. 90. Y'all, at 80, I don't know that opening books and studying and writing papers is what I want to do in my senior year.
Right.
And how many of folks would have that even as a goal? But it not only was a decision she made, I'm going to do it. It was a goal she purposed and put intent behind, action. So when they pushed her across the stage in her wheelchair, she got her paper, it was personal accomplishment. See, let me also share something. When you, and folks, please don't downplay vision board parties and reason for journaling and dream mapping at the beginning of the year or any time. This is a great time. We're in the middle of the year, getting ready to go through the end of the year. This is a great time whenever you see this broadcast to start a brand new vision, to start a brand new you, to start brand. Love knows, as she's also hosted them, is there's 3 easy steps. You want to take your dreams. Come on, man. Your dreams. That means coming out of the box. That means no limits. That means if I had time and money and freedom, I would be doing these 5 things. Let's start with 5. Write your dreams down. Write them down. Write them down. Get yourself a journal. Get yourself a book. Your hope, whatever you need, write them down. Once you write down those 5 things, I wish I could. There you go. Start with that sentence. I wish I could start a clothing line. I wish I could do a magazine like A Love. I wish I could afford to go live in Dubai. I wish I could just decide I'm going to get on a plane. Never been on one before. Listen, whatever works for you, I wish I could. I wish I could go back to school. Write it down. Write down those 5 things. Whatever is inherent to you. For each of those 5 things, write 3 action steps. Number 1, I want to go on a trip. Write 3 steps. What would it take for you to be able to go on a trip? Well, A Love, it's going to take money. That's number 1. Assistant got to make sure it's not going to impact my current budget because I need the lights on when I come back. And I want to make sure I got spending money when I'm over there because I'm not looking to be homeless on the beach. Okay, so I need cash. I need to talk to a travel agent. I need these 3 steps you need to do for that one thing. This is an example, by the way. So if you saving is your thing, there's 3 steps you need to put to savings. I need to talk to somebody that understands interest-bearing accounts, how my money can make money. I need to talk to people that run savings accounts so they can help me figure out the best one. And I need to figure out the best way to save. There's stocks, there's bonds, there's regular banks. See, it's the knowledge. You're limited in what you don't know till you talk to somebody with that information. So let's just say, write those 5 things down, 3 action steps for that. And then here's the thing. Hit it, A Love. You got to put an action step to each 3. Give yourself a date. Give yourself what's reasonable for you to do. So if you want to lose 50 pounds, I feel you.
You got to give yourself 3 action steps because it does not happen overnight. Even if you plan surgery, you got to make an appointment, go see a doctor, all that wonderful stuff. You got to do action steps. So if you decide I'm going to increase my water intake, oh, and I think I'm going to put lemon in water. I hear that helps. So I'm going to drink a bottle of water every day. Now you can check off an accomplishment. Right now, your dream is starting to come true. You're seeing a check by something you accomplished to make you fulfill something that makes you happy. Yes. And that's who we have to be. We have to live in a place where we understand that we are just as valuable to this planet as everybody else. Yes. Nobody is meant to be mediocre. Nobody's meant to be less than. There's nobody, I don't care how rich they are, that's better than you. I coach. I know you do, A-Love. I counsel millionaires. Money doesn't always make you happy.
Say that again.
Peace of mind is not because of green. Peace. Listen, I know folks that have very little in my terms. Some of the happiest people you find walking the planet because they're content with where they are and they have enough stuff around them that brings them joy. Hey, love, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna shut up. You know me. So I surround myself with stuff that keeps me elevated. Now, to be very clear with everybody, I just went through a 6-month health struggle, which included me being in ICU for a week, staring at the ceiling while folks felt like coming in at any time, jabbing any part of my body they wanted to, and I had to take it. And then for a week after that, still in the hospital, right? Recovering. And then you come home and it's not like I was jumping right back into my life. It's a process. So I just want to encourage folks that joy, happiness is a life journey. Think of it this way. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. See, if you think once you get there, you've accomplished it, you've arrived, I got news for you. If that's your end, you're not going to be happy once you get there because then it's over. But if you make life, that list, listen, you know how we started out with 5, A-Love? I promise you, once you start, you're going to end up in volume number 3 of a whole journal. Because all of a sudden your life is what you focused on. I want to do that. I want to do that. I think I'm going to do that. Because why not?
Because why not? I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. This has been, I already knew it was going to be absolutely phenomenal because that's just who you are. That's just how you do. And that's why you are the world motivator. One thing I want to say that I see in you, and I'm so glad that God has put these type of people in my life. My sister, when you mentioned earlier, my sister just recently passed. In I think 2001, 2003, my sister was diagnosed with cancer, and they told her she only had maybe 3 to 6 months to live. My sister just passed. This is 2022, 30 days ago. Throughout that time, dealing with the doctors, dealing with the reports, dealing with the different things, the chemo, all the things that she dealt with, her thing was, until God says so, I don't believe anybody. I'm going to focus on what he told me. And right now is that I have life and I have it in more abundance. You have to make a decision and then take action and operate on what that is. And you have to believe whose report. Why not believe that God said that you shall live and not die? Why not believe that? Instead of believing somebody else, because at the end of the day, they can tell you anything. But just like you said, you laid up in ICU, you stay in the hospital, but at the end of the day, you are right here motivating somebody else. It is all in how you choose your happy and you choose how you want to live, and you continue to look through the mirror. You continue to look through the front and not looking through the rear view. You're looking at the bigger space and what's available and what you can go towards, than you are looking at what's behind you or what somebody's trying to put on your life to limit you. It makes a difference. So Tami, I want you, we're about to wrap it up. Please, whatever you want to leave everybody with, please do that. I put on here that they can follow you. I believe your Instagram handle is at World Motivator. Any other way that they can get in contact with you, anything you want to share about yourself, how they can follow you, please let everybody know, because I'm telling y'all, this is good ground to sow into, to connect to. Make sure that you connect with Tami Thomas.
Oh my goodness. Listen, honored to be here. I just, I promised God when I got up off that bed, and I was already doing some things before I went down, but I got up with brand new vision, realizing, man, it's like a pebble on the beach. You know how it's one little small grain of sand, and then you look at the beach, which makes billions and trillions of small little grains of sand. So that one thing I thought I knew where I was, that space I was in, I started to see things differently. The only thing I would love for folks to leave with from this conversation, whether this comes back on social media later in a year or 2 years, whenever you see it, it's meant for you to see. I want you to know something. You're not here by accident. And I'm a sister of faith. I gotta tell you, God didn't forget about you. Sometimes we get caught up, love, in the stuff. We get caught up in, because it feels heavy. Life is hard. It's not easy to bury your loved one. It's not easy. As a result of the pandemic recently, folks lost their businesses and their savings trying to save the business. There are folks starting from scratch that thought they were in a good place before. Individuals have lost relationships. Loss is real. But I want you to understand, for folks that know God, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, in this world, you will have trouble. It's promised. You will have trouble. But the latter part of that scripture says, but take courage, for I'm bigger than the world. So when you get to a point where you just start to feel busted, disgusted, connect with someone like an A-Love. Connect with someone on your block. Connect with someone that you see that might see value in you and know you're not alone. And here's the most important thing. Sometimes you gotta encourage yourself. So put around you what you need. On my mirror in my bathroom are a whole lot of stickies. They have different things so that when I'm brushing my teeth, or if I have a migraine, or if I'm feeling sick, taking some cold medicine, when I look up, I see you are enough. Come on, man. I see, yes, I can. I see watch me win. I see the scripture that says, with God, it's possible. With man, it's impossible. But not with God. For with God, all things are possible. I see that. I see that with God, all things are possible. That means I can live a possible life. I just removed anything that's impossible. Amen. Yes, I can. So I see that when I'm washing my face, when I'm moving. I put words around my laptop. I do something to my phone. I remove myself from negative stuff when I sense it when I'm doing. Because you got to guard your heart and your mind so you can be the best you. So the only thing I believe is the value of you is what the world is waiting for. All your gifts, all your talents, everything that makes you different. We need in the earth right now. There's only you stopping it. So do me this favor. Don't take it to the grave with you, because we would rather experience the wonderful right now.
Come on, mic drop moment. I love it, love it, love it. We want to experience the you right now. My friend Monica's, she had told me, I want to leave here empty of the excellence that God gave me.
Ooh.
So that sums it up. Listen, please follow her, y'all. Please do. You will be inspired each and every time, because there's nothing that comes from her that is not going to motivate you to be the best you. And let's see. I see Pamela said, yes, that's what I'm doing, connecting to someone who can keep you on top. Absolutely, absolutely. This has been amazing. To everyone who has joined us today, thank you so much. It's been great, Tammy. You know, I love you so much. I appreciate you being a part of my life and just encouraging me and keeping me focused and committed and all of those things and helping put excellence out of me. So thank you for all of that. I truly, truly appreciate it. For everybody else, listen, tune in to Woman Empowered Wednesday. We will be back next Wednesday with another special guest. Until then, again, follow at World Motivator Tammy Thomas. She is somebody you need to have in your circle. All right, y'all be blessed and take care.